sexy. It's more or less a word heard up in the smoke. Yeah! The speakers turn on and the mics are hot. We got people in the place who came to rock.
Let's do this, so proud!
Yeah! The speakers turn on and the mics are hot.
Welcome back, everyone. It's been, what, 2 months? Just about. Since we last did this.
We've been on a little bit of a hiatus, some might say a summer vacation.
Not really. Sometimes life just catches up with you.
Yeah, you gotta take care of stuff. Brother's got a new place to live.
New digs.
So we're still kind of figuring things out, but we just wanted to put up a video just to kind of keep people remembering us.
I'm kind of using this as kind of like a mirror.
Like a vampire?
I could use a shave.
That's one thing I always liked in the TV show Angel, is he never used mirrors. He had video cameras and TV monitors so he could shave and comb his hair. But
anyways,
on to the more relevant topic.
Okay.
This downtime, we've really fallen back in love with thinking about things from our past.
Mm-hmm.
And YouTube in general is something that's so wonderful, and it's given us hours and hours of entertainment, but there was a time before that.
Hard to imagine, yes.
Yes, and not even just time before YouTube, time before internet darlings were a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
today we bring you one of the first internet darlings,
Pwnage.
Pwnage.
It's unforgivably Canadian.
That's why I loved it.
So time traveled back with me, just for a moment, over a decade ago, 2004.
Mm-hmm.
And this little upstart production, two best friends coming out of film school decide they want to film something silly.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not sure what form it's going to take, but they know they like video games, and they like movies, and they like combining both of them.
Yeah.
And they embarked on a wonderful, wonderful, now 12-year-long trip.
Wow.
Has it been that long? Into creating the basic life story of a pro gamer named the Creeperer. no, that was the Ownerer.
The Ownerer.
Jeremy.
Mm-hmm.
And
a guy who's just naturally good at video games. This guy, he calls himself to Owner. He's actually really, really good at just about. You just pick up and play a game, and he's great.
Yeah, and it's completely fictional, of course. But, it didn't stop that from really capturing an audience that was way bigger than Toronto, Ontario, where it originated from.
Mm-hmm. And what's really amazing about this is, this was before the days of YouTube, and I can only really think of a couple people that made it big before YouTube became like a real thing.
Yeah.
You know.
And you look at guys like Frederick Fox, another couple of our favorites, the guys from the UK, Mac and Mesh. Other than that, there weren't too many personalities that you really could follow on a consistent basis.
No, not really.
And the Pwnage crew, they were able to release what seemed like an episode every 5 or 6 months. And, they put their time and effort into something that, quite honestly, at the time, didn't make money. Not YouTube money nowadays.
No.
And they pulled it off so seamlessly, and they're such beloved characters, but they've kind of disappeared. They had their own TV show, or they had the web series, then they transferred over to the TV show on Showcase in Canada. I'm not sure if it ever got broadcast in the States.
Mm-hmm.
And then it disappeared again.
For a number of years.
Yeah, for a number of years, until the movie that we're kind of talking about, but talking about the whole arc of it, the Pwnage movie.
Like, basically, the main character is the pro game elite gamer, Jeremy, whose life started out as like a real mess. I mean, he might be great at games,
but he's horrible at life.
Yeah.
Socially awkward, doesn't understand the basics of human interaction. And it's kind of a journey of discovery for him, how much life is like a game, and that's how he kind of gets by, is, he's had jobs like organizing a grocery store shelf, and he's like, well, there's perfect way to get your build orders set up so you get all your drones picking up all the stuff they need.
All your drones.
Oh, he had the funniest ways of thinking about stuff.
Yeah.
And it just made you laugh. And he had a whole cadre of gamer buddies and acquaintances and people that just put up with him flat out.
Mm-hmm.
And you have FPS Doug, who coined a phrase that is now, it's still a thing, boom headshot.
Boom headshot.
You know, it was very culturally ahead of its time, and it's a shame that it never caught on as big as I think it should have.
It caught on plenty big, especially at a time like if this series came out on YouTube these days instead of 12 years ago, it might actually be bigger.
Yeah, but
it's plenty big.
It had its influence in getting the gaming section of YouTube underway. Mm-hmm. But this movie, it kind of caps off the whole journey of this guy figuring out life, love, the mysteries of...
Turns out all this guy needed was some sort of medication that kind of focuses his mind, and he and his buddy Doug are living the good life. They got great jobs, you know, their office jobs, and they got...
crunching numbers,
and they're pro at it.
Yeah, they're living in a mansion in the beaches, or not the beaches, where is that? Doesn't really matter. Mm-hmm. But it's a really nice place. They got beautiful girlfriends, and you know, it's easy for them.
Yeah,
they've given up on gaming completely. Yeah, they're owning the game called life. That's how it all starts. And then
one day, his best friend hides his medication.
His brother hides his medication and dumps out the prescription. And it doesn't take but 24 hours for it to devolve back into the owner.
Yeah,
you know, he ditches the job. It's time to get back to business. Yeah. It's time to own some noobs.
We got to play these new games because he's been out of it for, the way I read into it, he's been out of it for
about 10 years.
10 years maybe?
Yeah, it's been a long stretch. So part of me just laughed when they went into the local game shop, emptied out their bank accounts, and bought all the new systems and all the hot games, and they sit there and they're going to figure this out. They're going to get right back to the top of the ladders.
And they're working their way up fast.
Yeah, they're working up
their
fast.
Game of choice is League of Legends. Mm-hmm. And, you know, he finally catches the eye of the right people. Yeah. And he's invited to basically like a meeting. Him and like 20 other people.
Like a feeler meeting to see if any of these pro gamers can really cut the mustard for a sponsorship.
Yeah.
For the new headset that's coming out, the Zobo Zobo augmented reality glasses. It's like Google Glass, but it's stilted towards gaming, so you can keep in contact with your teammates and look at new strategies, heads-up displays, everything. And it's kind of a cool concept for
it. It kind of looks like that one piece of headgear the Vorta wore in Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, mixed with that stupid game where they put the ball into the hole in Star Trek Next Generation. But no, he gets kind of lured by this big corporation. Come play for our team.
Who wants to win? Who wants money?
Yeah,
you know,
Jeremy just wants to win.
Yeah.
But, you know, what's the harm in making some money on the side? Well, you know the harm in making money on the side. Is suddenly you start losing friends, you start losing your teammates, and pretty soon you're all on your own.
It's pimps up, hose down all over again.
No kidding.
But, you know, all this is very basic. I think there's a lot going on.
Yeah, the undercurrents.
The undercurrents of the movie, I think, are much more... interesting to talk about, I guess?
Because it talks in a very understated way about the nature of the gaming climate nowadays. And it's a climate that, in a way, you and I have kind of gotten back into. Like, I've always kind of been around gaming, but I never took the whole thing seriously.
Yeah. I took it so seriously, I rage quit from Bongo Bongo for 10 years.
10 years, and now you're back. You're pretty much the owner. But, well, maybe
not Shovel Knight today.
Yeah, beat Shovel Knight today. That's huge. You know, it's again, coming around that what's old is new again, but the tenets of what Jeremy stands for are kind of shifting, but they're still staying very much the same. And you had a insight about the nature of not having the best gear, not trying to play a game in a certain way.
Well, let me boast here for a while.
Boast away.
Okay. I'm the best Minesweeper player that I've ever met.
I agree.
I've never met anyone who is as good as me. There's some people who can do it, but no one has been as fast. My all-time Minesweeper record for a full clear on Expert was 147 seconds, and no one comes close. And I got that back in, like the mid to late 90s.
Yeah. This guy sounds like a woodpecker. It sounded like a woodpecker playing the game back in the day. It was just click, 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 click. I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
Yeah, and I got it on this old gray box PC with the old standard come with the keyboard or come with the computer
like
mouse.
Your standard IBM build.
Yeah, your piece of junk crap wired mouse.
With a ball, not lasers.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, I've owned several mice throughout the years, and not a single one of these more advanced mice has ever got me anywhere near as close as that crappy old one.
Oh yeah, and
not even close.
There's something to be said about getting the right tool for the job, not the best tool for the job.
Yeah,
and there's a difference there, and it's so slight. And it's brought out to the fore when Jeremy gets this Zobo headset.
Yeah, he's just sitting back and he's basically playing the game with his eyes, and he's got his mouse and keyboard right there, and he's able to keep track of so many things.
But then he has a revelation.
Yeah,
and he just says, "It's okay. This is good.
Mm-hmm.
Don't need it.
Don't need it. It's not necessary. It doesn't make me a better player.
You're a good player whether you have bad equipment or good equipment.
Yeah,
and all things considered, he's still the owner. It doesn't matter what he's using. There's all sorts of stories in the web series and the TV show. Like, you remember when he broke his arm trying to play Street Fighter, and he had to play with his elbow instead of his hand.
Yeah.
You get the job done no matter what the circumstance.
Yeah, it's hard to keep talent down.
Yeah.
It's like we all have our own little tools that we use. That's they're old tools. They're comfortable and familiar, and they're the best.
Yeah, because you know how to use them better than anybody else, and you can get the most out of. I guess efficiency is who can get the most out of the least, and that works with technology, and it works with gaming. If you can apply a really simple strategy, and it provides results, why not stick with it?
Mm-hmm.
And it also works with teammates too.
Yeah,
and that's a side I really liked. Is they're playing League of Legends, and you have the jungle, the top, mid, and bottom rows and stuff like that. All the MOBA standards. And during the game, there's one of Jeremy's teammates that she flips out and says, we can find a better midliner, or we can find a better guy for the jungle, and Doug should be playing support. And then Jeremy just sticks up for him and says, yeah, but, Doug's my teammate. I can predict what he's doing. I know what's going on in his head.
Yeah. I
can find a better guy to play support, but I can't find a better guy than Doug, as a teammate.
Yeah, it's like what you're comfortable using. It goes right back to the old familiar gear.
Yeah.
It's like, you might be able to find a better player, but sometimes two people work good together, like really good.
Oh yeah, and when you find that mixture is so rare to come across. But when you hit it, you gotta roll with it. You can't deny it. You can't try to find a better way to improve it or change it up, because if it works, it's people. You can't change people. You can't change play style. You can't change thought process. Those are things that, for better or for worse, kind of stay on a certain path. And that's what this movie is when you're making a film like this, it would be so easy to add new cast members or try to add a new element that changes the dynamic. And I love at the end, it's just the boys again. Yeah. Except AJ Fry, they added him in, a popular competitive gaming commentator and personality on Space Network.
And a snappy dresser.
Very snappy dresser. Very
snappier than this
man.
Rag that I'm wearing.
I like my rag, but No, you don't change the formula too much, and the movie pretty much boldly just says that we're still going to be the guys that we always were, and guess what? You can count on us.
Mm.
And you know what? I counted on them, and they delivered. I backed this film. I have to say that right off. I have to openly say that.
Bias?
Bias.
There goes your credibility.
Bias, but I also have to admit I had some trepidation halfway through. A lot of people did. This was one of the first Indiegogo campaigns to really hit it off successfully in a way that people had interaction with the production of.
Well, this movie took a lot of heat because it was in production for years, and it seemed like for years that
there were no updates.
Not a lot was getting done, but you know, I think movie making takes forever.
It does, and the one thing is an undertaking like this, like when they had their TV show, they had a whole company behind them.
Yeah,
and it'd be very easy to say, well, they've been there before, they've done it. No, they had other people doing it for them. Now they're going to have to do it for themselves.
Yeah,
and you know that it's hard to quantify until you actually get in there and see it. And I'm sure that definitely hit them pretty hard when the enormity of the whole project finally sunk in.
Yeah, it must have been like I'm just spinning my wheels here. You know, several weeks in a row. Actually, very little gets done.
Yeah, trying to coordinate schedules of a lot of people, and some pretty big talent. You know, getting that all together, it's hard, and a lot of people were crying for updates and stuff, and for sure. You know, Jarrett Kale and Jeff Lepere, the two guys that were really behind it all, they did streams and they tried to do updates as much as they could, but, you know, at the end of the day, it came out, it was a success. I enjoyed it a lot, and it just took me back to those days when those episodes were coming out, and me and my best buddy would eagerly just devour the next episode.
Me and my number one gal.
My number one gal, Susie. No, but it brought us right back to that point, and
full circle of life.
It's pure Pwnage.
Yep.
But no, I think it's unforgivably Canadian. It's a very small niche film, but if you're any sort of gamer,
you gotta see this.
I think you're gonna find something in there that's worth chuckling at. So anyhow, how about that for coming back after 2 months? Good day, look. I don't know, I think we're ready to rock.
It's more or less a word heard up in the spot with the speakers turned on and the mics are hot. We got people in the place who came to rock. And yo,